I really hope you enjoyed the intro for this first episode of this like multi-part series of my Namibia trip. Yeah, I didn't do much vlogging at the beginning of the day because everything was super busy, and we just packed everything in the car with the backpacks. Everything was we're not well sorted and everything, so I just filmed mostly with my smartphone in the early hours, and then later on when we were on the road and had a little bit like time, I changed to the video cameras. And now it's nighttime. It's a big jump from sunset. We are at the Roysand Desert Ranch, which is the first stop for this trip. And you can see behind me the Milky Way core slowly rising above the horizon and peeking through some of the clouds that we have in the first night. We're not super lucky. We have, as mentioned, a little bit of clouds, and the first day is always like super busy, and we both, like me and Adrian, are super exhausted. He's already at his single room at the lodge, probably taking a nap or like setting up one or two cameras for time lapse. I'm here at the campsite itself with the car, and I will sleep in the tent. I will try it. It makes a good like first impression. It feels very comfy. And for now, I would just set up one or two cameras for time lapse and take like with the wide angle lens 40 millimeters here just a few shots, because there's a like small break in the clouds right now. It's so dark. It's really amazing, and I want to take the most out of it. And after I took like a few test shots for the first night, I will go to bed. And tomorrow should be like clear, like fully clear, if the forecast is correct, and then we have a nice start. So in the following hour, I just used the time to enjoy the night sky, get my first impressions of seeing the southern hemisphere Milky Way, the Milky Way core upside down and all that stuff, which was very interesting. But with all these clouds and with the first day being as usual a little bit more stressful, and I couldn't really like, I would say, get the moment fully and appreciate it. So I used my cameras to get some time lapses and also some first test shots, seeing how dark the skies are, and testing around a few lens and camera combinations. And for example, here, as you can see, with the 50mm f1.05, getting some B-roll shots of the Milky Way, which is super exciting. And once the moon was rising early on in the night, I started a few time lapses and then went into bed. Alright guys, it's the day after, and as you can see, it's beautiful again. Still not perfect for the conditions. We still have some clouds, but they're more likely to clear up later, as far as the forecast predicts at least. And also, like, from personal experience, like, these clouds, they clear up more easily, I think. And also, like, when we look right into the desert towards the south here, it looks like only blue skies below these clouds. So we have some good, I would say good potential for next night. Anyway, we are just organizing ourselves. We are like packing out all the stuff and making sure that everything is like in arm's reach at every time. Lots of stuff to do. Scouting the area is super hard still. I mean, it's sunny now, mostly sunny. It's hot, and there's a little bit of wind, which makes it a little bit more comfortable, but man, it is still Africa and sunny, so not very pleasant to be too long out in the sun. Anyway, me and Adrian were just scouting around here on the campsite, and now we're driving up to the observatory, and we'll try and see if there's something else. And we're actually scouting for tomorrow, because tonight we're planning on spending the night at the Gamsberg Pass, which is like one of the craziest landscapes I've ever seen so far in my life. But you will see. It's about 1 hour later, guys, and we made it up all the way to the Roysand Observatory, as you can see here in the background. And yeah, we are, I would say, almost done with scouting this entire area here. And Adrian is behind the camera, all the way up the other smaller hill behind the camera, taking some time lapses. And yeah, we want to take advantage of all these swirling low medium clouds because they look really cool on time lapses during the day. And after that, I think in about 1 or 2 hours, we will start moving to the Gamsberg Pass. And yeah, we stayed in this area for about 2.5 hours, capturing time lapses in all different directions. And then we packed up and slowly moved to the Gamsberg Pass and searched for a nice spot to capture the sunset. The sun was just about to set behind the horizon and we wanted to have something to eat, and then, yeah, we had a big surprise.
We set under the tire. Yes. That will too. Alright. That was pretty interesting. So we're on top of this hill, and we're not even far off the road, and we just got a flat tire. And yeah, that's interesting because thankfully we have we took like a service package for like the telephone, and to find out where the jack was, because of course, I mean, even though we had instructions, you know, it's like, oh, where was the jack? So thankfully we have everything under control now. I'm just replacing this tire, and that should make for a pretty nice story. Yeah, and thanks to that we missed a beautiful sunset, as you can see. And the bad thing is we are not allowed, let me just do that, I hope you can see me clearly. The problem is that we are not allowed to stay up here because it's outside like a private lodge area or on like the Roysand Desert Ranch. It's just next to the Gamsberg here, and like this area, yeah, is wild nature, and in Namibia you're not allowed to camp outside of private areas. So we have to hurry up now and then drive back for 45 minutes if we have bad luck. And I think from now on we will move a little bit slower maybe. We're not sure what the problem was, but yeah, talk to you later. Okay guys, small time jump. We made it back to the farm, and man, it was a wild story to get back here. A little bit stressful, but anyway, we are up at the observatory again, and yeah, time is against us, so I will start setting up my deep sky rig now. That should take me, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and then after that I will just be running around everywhere here and yeah, take some videos, some images, and yeah, calm down from all this stress that we just went through. All right, it's setup time. Okay, I think the rig is more or less set up. The only thing that I have to check now is balance, and then I should be good to go for polar alignment and yeah, for taking the first images. It's a little bit heavy on this side. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Well, at least I'm not the only one that is having problems. Adrian behind the camera is like trying to polar align his Star Adventurer for, I don't know, 50 minutes now. It's our first night out, like our first real night without clouds. Second night so far, and yeah, let's see that if it's going to work better now. Okay, I finally got everything to run. Everything is polar aligned. Cameras are aligned like in rotation wise. Both lenses are focused, and now I'm taking the first 90-second exposure like in my life in the southern hemisphere, and yeah, I think it will be nice. Both lenses are set to f2, I believe. Let's make sure that it's the case for both lenses, but I think so. Yeah, they're set to f2, so maximum speed, and yeah, still maintaining a really high quality in the image. And yeah, what I'm doing here with this deep sky rig is will be discussed in a different video that I will take in a few days or in a few nights. And yeah, it's a very exciting project that I'm trying to do, and yeah, it's very nice. Okay, so let's see the first exposure. And okay, that's very good. Okay, I mean, I've seen the test exposures from the plate solving, which are 4 or 5 seconds, and like I'm shooting right in the center. No, well, not in the center, right in the Milky Way, and I can already see so many dark dust lanes. And now with 90 seconds exposure, this is very good. But I might have, let me just double check, I might have a rotation problem. Okay, plate solve failed, that's always bad. Anyway, this is running now. I have a lot of fun, and well, I will continue with other projects now. Okay, so with that out of the way now, I will grab my landscape Astro rig here. Okay, I have the completely wrong settings. Let's open the lens up to f1.8. ISO, let's go with 30, oh no, let's go with 1600. And shutter speed, yeah, long. I will of course use the Milky Way core as my reference. It already looks really cool. And yeah, I think before I do anything else, I will actually clean up the campsite a little bit, because yeah, we were in a rush and just started to set up the roof tents, and yeah, we still have a lot of things standing around here, so I want to clean it up a little bit so that it looks better. Okay, everything seems to be cleaned up now, so let me zoom in here and see if I can focus. Oh yeah, the lens is completely out of focus. Let me see if I can fix that. Yes, I can. The cool thing about the Z7 with the high megapixel count is that you can zoom in so far and really get precise focus. Okay. Whoa, man, this has been a very stressful night. And well, I think these clouds are coming closer. But it's not that bad, because I want to focus on the foreground now. And then these clouds can come, clear up or pass away. And then I will focus on the sky from a different point, maybe. Okay, let's see. Oh my god, okay. That's like next level. Wow, okay. Well, let's see how a 1 minute exposure looks, honestly. Long 1 minute and go. I think 1 minute is enough at f2.8. I mean, it's a huge panorama and I have to downscale it anyway, so we'll gain a lot of signal to noise ratio again. Yeah, I think 1 minute is okay. Might have to raise the exposure a little bit to 6400, like ISO 6400. But I think I will just leave it at 3200, because yeah, I have like a few highlights with the laptop and the deep sky rig up there, and I don't want to kill them like super aggressively. And I might want to reposition the tripod again, honestly. Let me just see how a 1 minute exposure looks, and then I think I will reposition the tripod to where the video camera is right now. I think I will do that. Okay. Small update for the current situation. It has been cloudy, yeah, for like 1.5 hours now. Super unlucky that we have so much clouds in first 2 nights, but well, that's how nature works. I just switched both of the deep sky cameras, so the A7 III and the Z6, to H alpha to take some narrowband images, especially useful for, or not useful, necessary when the moon rises in about 1.5 hours. And yeah, still want to capture like good data, so the dual narrowband filters are installed. And yeah, after this update here, I will just start, or I will try to start the polar alignment process for the first time for me in the southern hemisphere, and then like manual polar alignment without the help of computers. And then finish the first panorama with the car and the observatory, and yeah, hope to get some nice shots from that, like at least one image. And then I think after I finish this image, I will install the 14mm lens on the Z7 and just take some shots here and there. And then I will most likely use the 100-400 lens to do some moonrise action on the behind the mountain here. Yeah, as you can tell, there's so much to do. Yep, so let's move. To my surprise, most of the clouds completely cleared up while I was setting up the star tracker, and thanks to that I was able to capture this first epic shot of the trip. And just before moonrise I captured this quick selfie with the remaining darkness of the night sky, and with that the night slowly came to an end. So as you can see, the moon is above the horizon, like pretty far above the horizon right now. And me and Adrian are slowly preparing ourselves to go to bed. The deep sky rig is still running with the narrowband filters, and all the other cameras are just doing time lapse here and there. And yeah, I think it's been a successful night so far, except for the clouds. Let's hope that the next nights will have more clear skies. Yeah. And just 2 nights in, we are going crazy.
Parmigiano, basilico.
Oh, oui, oui, oui. Il sottomuterendo, muterete tilla.
Ah, molto molto bene. Sì.
We are definitely not going crazy here. And I hope I don't look too tired.
It's just your morning routine.
Your morning routine?
Yeah. Everything is fine.
Everything. Day 3 is slowly coming to an end, as you can see. And yeah, weather is not looking very promising. There are still a lot of high clouds on the way, and yeah, it's actually quite funny. When we arrived here on day 1, we had lots of medium and low clouds. On the second day, we had only medium clouds, and now we only have high clouds. The best mix of everything, I would say. Yeah, anyway, I'm still starting to set up everything here at the campsite again. Adrian is somewhere on the way to the lodge, setting up some time lapses, and yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to work tonight, like if it clears up. Anyway, I have to try because yeah, I'm here. I have nothing else to do, and I want to do stuff. Okay, so I'll get to work, and then later when I arrive back at the campsite here, I will give you some updates. And yeah, what's the plan for tonight? Time jump. It is night, and as you have seen in the clip, I just arrived here and it is perfectly clear. I can't believe it, honestly. So what I will going to do now is start up the deep sky rig, and then I'll just be jumping around and taking photos everywhere. So I'm so excited. Let's get starting. So yeah. Oh man. Okay, so first of all, let me start up the computer. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Yeah, I really hope that you like feel my excitement, because this tonight, yeah, it's probably the first one of this trip where it's fully clear. And yeah, let's start. And oh man, the Milky Way looks so clear. You can just start to see the bottom of the Milky Way core starting to rise over the mountains. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, I think my polar alignment is way off because I have the Large Magellanic Cloud in the frame, which is way off, way off. Okay, almost perfect. Now let's load up the first target. Okay, so let's see. It's about 45 minutes later, and like 10 problems later. Oh man, that was really frustrating, but I think I figured out everything now, and I'll just confirm that the shots are sharp and that it's running. Okay, so now this should work, and I will prepare everything for some nice astro shots now. I just walked to this old rusty car here, which will be my first foreground subject of the day, and it's very nicely aligned with the rising Milky Way core behind it. And yeah, I would say I start to set up, and then everything should be fine. Okay, now I just have to find out the perfect position for the foreground. I might be too close. Let's see. So my general idea is to capture the foreground at 28 millimeters and the sky at 45. And yeah, the problem is I have to do a focus stacking for the foreground. That's like the only problem. I'm not sure if I want to do that. So maybe I will just walk a few steps back. Maybe something like here. Let's see. I'd have to the tripod level again. That actually worked quite nice. Yeah, okay. I think when I shoot the foreground at 28 millimeters and when I stop down the aperture to, let's say, f3.2, I should have enough focus from the closest point to the night sky, so that I don't have to waste so much time and do a focus stack. Yes, so let's focus on the stars, and then I will take a small panorama of this foreground. Okay, first panel seems to be done. And yeah, that will work. Okay, so 1, 2, and next. Yeah. I really have to say, like, it's the third night, and potentially tonight I will see like the Milky Way core like a little bit higher, probably overhead, for the first time with like perfect conditions. And yeah, it's really good so far. I'm very happy. I really can't complain. Well, I can complain about the 2 days of bad weather, but according to the forecast, these 2 nights were like the only ones that have clouds in them. And the next like 14 days, there are no clouds in the forecast, which is typical for this region here in Namibia, or like for Namibia in general. And yeah, pretty cool, I have to say. That fuzzy cloud up here, I really hope that I'm aligning myself roughly, is the Large Magellanic Cloud. And I have to say, it's just a bright blob in the sky. It's not so spectacular, but it's very big. I really have to say it's very big. And yeah, below that, towards the horizon, there are actually a few high clouds still left. And I hope that they are not coming closer to me, which would be a shame. I really have to say that. But yeah, I have to see. As long as they are like all the way back there and I can at least finish this shot, and I'm happy. I'm done with the foreground, and I've just polar aligned the mount roughly, like without using the laser or anything, just pointing it towards the southern pole. And I just did it 1 minute test exposure, and it's perfectly sharp and round, which is honestly very cool. So I will now stop the lens down to f2.2 to just get a little bit more sharpness in the corners. And yeah, I told you that I want to take the sky at 45 millimeters, but I think I would just do 28 millimeters and do a little bit longer exposure time. So I'm thinking about doing, let's do 5 images. So 5 minutes per panel then. And yeah. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the exposures of the sky, I want to show you the southern hemisphere night sky a little bit. And yeah, as you can see, it is pretty spectacular. And I hope that the video shows like some good contrast in the sky. And yeah, so here in the middle, once again, we have the Large Magellanic Cloud. When we go straight up, we are facing towards Carina, and yeah, right in the center now is the Carina Nebula, which is super bright, like naked eye visible, really fucking big. And yeah, when we go to the left, we can see here the Southern Cross, and then all the way here on the left, the Milky Way core. And I think it's a really beautiful sight. And it is kind of crazy when I compare the live video feed of the Sony A7S and with the naked eye, it's more or less identical. Like, I can see exactly what you can see here with the naked eye. It's so crazy.
I'm now back at the base camp and I want to prepare the roof tent for me and also for a nice shot that I have in mind. So yeah, that will take a few minutes, but I don't care. I have to do it anyways, and if I can do it now with a very nice photo in mind, it's even better. So this shot will be a little bit more simple in terms of the technical aspects. I'm using the 14mm wide angle lens. Yeah, so that I can keep this panorama pretty simple, and I also want to have like everything super sharp and focused, so the car in the foreground, then everything like for the landscape and yeah, of course the sky. And yeah, I will take it from this location, and now I think I first want to polar align the mount and then I will start taking the foreground exposures. And yeah, this time I will also try to do some light painting with my little light here. I want to put it in the tent up there and see if I can get a cool effect with that. Yeah, so let's see. And I might want to or have to do a HDR shot, because on the way to the campsite itself, like to the toilet and everything, there are some very dim lights. But if I do a long exposure, so let's say f2.8, ISO 1600, and I will do 2 minutes, then I might overexpose everything, like the highlights of the few lights there, and I don't want that. Okay, and I will just put this here, and this should give a very cool look to the image. It's a very, very dim light, and it just adds enough to it. Yeah, I like that. Now I will just take a shorter exposure time, let's say just 20 seconds for the highlights on the foreground. Yeah, let's say 30 seconds, and then afterwards 10 seconds and 5 seconds. With that I have every highlight protected, and then I can start with the sky. Okay, now what is the sound? Oh. Can you hear that? That's so cool. That is so cool. That's pure nature. While I was listening to the hyenas screaming in the background, I finished this shot with the camper and the roof tent with the Milky Way core above it, and I think this shot turned out pretty nice and just shows how much you can achieve with dark skies. And yeah, what can I say? You can see that even with a 14mm lens, the details in the shot are just insane. I mixed in some H-alpha details that I captured later on the trip, but overall it is just mind-blowing how good these skies are. Right after that I shot a quick 360 panorama, as you can see here, and I almost feel bad when I say quick, because it was just a single exposure panorama again, taken with the 14mm lens, and as you can see here, you can watch it again on my website in 360 view and enjoy the moment that I witnessed myself. For the rest of the night I stopped vlogging and just walked around the campsite to capture a few more compositions, and also listening to the hyenas again, which was kinda scary at some points. But yeah, after I finished with all the shots that I wanted, and when the moon started to rise behind the mountains, I went to bed. And yeah, as you can see here in this time lapse, there was a few high clouds still that I didn't really see. So yeah, this night was not 100% perfect when it just comes to clouds, but for the next nights or for the rest of the trip, there was absolutely nothing.
Oh, give us back. Oh my god. Okay, I might go a bit slower.
Dude, can I take a little, just a small real time on the tracker? On the. This is not working the way I want, but we're getting there. Maybe. I'll wait for the shadows. Oh, sorry. Ah, yes, of course.
I really hope that you can hear me with the wind, but I want to tell you where we are. We are currently at the Namib's Valley of 1,000 hills, and yeah, the landscape is just spectacular. The only problem is the wind. Usually, like for the past 3 days, it was like this or a little bit weaker during the day, but once the sun has set below the horizon, it quickly died down, so we just hope that this is the same for tonight. Yeah, otherwise like 95% of my shots are ruined, but well, we will see. Yeah, it's just a very beautiful sight here, and I think tonight will be the first like really good astro night. As you've seen in the other nights before, there were clouds, then it was cold and we had some high clouds again, yeah, all that stuff, but this is really nice. We also have some quiver trees up there, where mostly Adrian will be for the first half of the night. Then I will also go up there and take some nice images. And yeah, lots of variety, lots of different shots that I want to have done by the end of the night. And yeah. It is finally getting dark around here, as you can see, and we are prepared. We are so prepared. We have a good plan. We have so many time lapses running.
I will be doing mostly deep sky stuff tonight. So yeah, I have the dual 135mm setup behind me already. Then I will do lots of panoramas at 85mm, sort of deep sky-ish, but like super nice quality. And then after I finished all of these things, let's give that like, let's say 4 or 5 hours. Then I will switch over to the ultra wide angle lens, so 40mm or maybe even 20. Let's see what I find better. And then I will go around, and I have already so many compositions in mind. It's now fully dark and I almost broke my camera. Man, that was so weird. Just to give you a quick context, I had my Nikon Z7 on the tracker and panorama head set up here, but one of the knobs to secure the nodal rail here wasn't fully tightened, and while I was walking down here, it fell down like from 1.5 meters straight on the ground. And oh, that was kind of scary. I thought that I thought the trip was over, because this is like my only camera I can use for normal Astro, like at least from my normal plans. I have to have this camera, but luckily it fell on the front of the lens, and only the filter broke, which is kind of good. The rest seems to work. Yeah, bad luck. Well, luck in a bad luck situation. Anyway, it is dark and the Milky Way is already up, or it starts to rise now, and it's so beautiful. I will actually start to capture my first image now, which is a 85mm panorama of this scenery. I really hope that the wind is not that big of a deal. Here and there are some stronger wind gusts, but like I would say the average wind speed is pretty low at the moment, except for this wind gust. Anyway, I will start and then we will see. Yeah, the wind is not going anywhere, which is quite disappointing. So instead I positioned myself behind this wooden thingy here, which is like bathroom and shower room, which gives me a little bit of wind protection. And now I'm shooting the large Magellanic Cloud up there, and I will probably do a 3x3 mosaic of that, and then I will move a little bit forward to get a different view of the foreground of the landscape to take my foreground shot. And I hope the foreground shot is not affected as much by the wind. So yeah, then I think this is my first shot of the night. The wind situation seems to be calming down a little bit now, and that's like perfect news. Anyway, I'm still shooting the large Magellanic Cloud mosaic here, and I accidentally managed to shoot a wider field of view than I anticipated or like planned in my head, which is actually better now because I also have the small Magellanic Cloud in the field of view now, which is very nice. And yeah, that way I can create a nice panorama of this area, and then with some nice foreground, it should make a nice image. And then yeah, afterwards I think I will do the Milky Way mosaic rising behind all these mountains and all the nice landscape. If the wind situation is like this in, let's say, 20 minutes or so. And yeah.
Oh man, I don't know where to start. After rewatching all these clips, I still feel a lot of pain related to this night. All the wind, dropping the camera and almost breaking it. Then the strong light pollution from the main building, which ruined most, if not all, of the possible foregrounds. All this combined really drained the strong motivation I had going into this night. And after trying out multiple things that just didn't want to work out, from all these named reasons, I just wanted to go to bed and skip the night.
I have to retake these images. There's a little bit too much wind, I'm afraid. And this one is unusable as well. Very, very cool. Oh, come on. I have honestly no idea what to do. The wind is picking up again. All my shots are blurry.
This is camping life. This is pretty nice.
I really have to say, the biggest problem we had on this trip so far is wind. It is so bad. At the campsite, it's actually very good. There's no wind at all, maybe a slight breeze, but here at this spot again, super windy. I mean, it's not stormy conditions or anything, but it's bad enough that most of the tracked shots will end up having a little bit of a blur on it. Anyway, let's first polar line, and then I will start with the foreground. That's something I can at least do without having to worry. I'm already done with the foreground, and I just finished my first shot for the sky, and maybe you can hear it. It is still so windy here, and I really hope that the 14mm setup is stable enough for any wind protection. And it is. Hell yeah. Okay, that's nice. Everything is sharp. Yeah, that is very good. Okay. But I have to refocus, sadly. I sadly have to refocus. Anyway, that's very good.
And yeah, one thing that was not so good is that all of my foreground shots were out of focus. I actually didn't realize that at first, and yeah, didn't double check on location, and now when I want to process the images, it's more or less unusable. So let's just skip that and forget it.
I just arrived at a very, very cool spot, which is a dry riverbed with lots of nice rock formations, and I'm so happy that there's almost no wind. Like, actually, I just started the recording and it's like the first breeze of wind after I arrived here, which is, yeah, I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago. And yeah, my camera's down there already taking the first exposures. I'm doing a focus stacking, and yeah, we have the beautiful Milky Way up there. And man, I'm so speechless. This trip is so good. I'm back at the base camp now, and I already did a 360 panorama of the entire area here. And now I want to focus a little bit more on, yeah, longer focal length panoramas. So I have this nice area of the Carina Nebula region, Coalsack Nebula, and like all this stuff here in mind, with some nice open area here. And yeah, I want to take a nice panorama of that. So let's get started. First of all, of course, have to polar align and make sure that the tripod is level as usual. Turning on the tracker, and then off we go. Let's do the first test shot and see if I'm in focus, and if so, I will start this nice image. Oh man, the last 2 hours were very busy, and yeah, as you can see, there's a big time jump. The moon is already up. It's about 30% illuminated, and it's just beautiful outside. You can still see the Milky Way like perfectly with so much contrast. And yeah, I've taken so many shots tonight. I think you've seen most of them by far, or at least some of them. And it's just beautiful. And I have to say, this was the best night of the trip so far, and this night will probably be in one of the best nights I've ever had. Like for sure in the top 5 so far. But who knows? We have still a few nights left. Well, a few, 10 nights or so. Plenty of time to get even better results. But yeah, it is what it is. Very good. Look at how detailed the Milky Way still is, even with this moonlight. Oh man, I love this. But now it is time for bed. Alright guys, it is night 6, and yeah, what can I say? I think last night was, as mentioned before, one of the best Astro nights I've ever had. And well, I think tonight can only be better because yeah, there is no wind. The conditions are absolutely perfect. It is so stunning here. Wow, I'm in the middle of these like grassy hills, mixed with rocks, red dunes. The landscape is so stunning, and I'm going to try to make a huge 180-degree panorama, let's say little bit more, to 40 degrees, to capture the entire Milky Way, with a few bits of the Milky Way from the winter side. So yeah, Orion is already setting, so I can't get that. But yeah, the entire Vela region, Gum Nebula, Carina, the large magellanic cloud, and then the rising Milky Way core here over on the left. And
Man, I'm already speaking too much. I have to set up and yeah, make sure to start as soon as possible. Yeah, it's so sad with all the sand here. I can already start to hear like the first. Yeah, probably you can hear it. That doesn't sound good. There's a lot of sand in there now. Well, as long as it works, I don't care. But yeah, when you are in the desert, it is a little bit sandy. Luckily, most of the stuff is already prepared, so I've installed a filter on the lens already. And yeah, everything is charged up. So yeah. By the way, when I'm talking about charging, it is kind of crazy, but also expected that one of the most challenging things on this trip so far is, well, wind, of course, and also keeping track of all the batteries and power banks and everything that you need to keep charged or like recharged during the day. There's a lot of stuff, and when you also want to have some sleep and want to eat and also want to, I don't know, drive around to a new spot and all that stuff, it takes so much time, and in some cases it's almost impossible to recharge things in time. So yeah, I'm packed with 7 power banks, just in case you asked. Yeah, 7 power banks. Mainly 2 of them, 2 powerful ones, or let's say 3 of them are for my deep sky setup. 2 for my laptop and 1 for the dual cameras on top. And yeah, I have to recharge them every single day to at least 80%. If not, then I will have to skip on one night or like can only do a partial night for the deep sky projects. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. For this mosaic, I'm using my go-to equipment, which is the Nikon Z7 Astro modified, and the lens is the Sigma 28 to 45 f1.8. And yeah, the foreground, yeah, I think I would do the foreground with 28 millimeters just to save time. And the sky will be shot at, let's say, 35 or 40 millimeters. Something like that, maybe even 45. It depends on how much time I have and how much time I will waste during setup here, because I have to move quite quickly since the sky down here moves also very, very fast. Oh wow, that zodiacal light. Sexy. Okay, I'm not focused 100%. That is expected, of course. Never use a star completely at the edge of your frame to focus any lens. Even if they are perfect, well, I think there are almost no perfect lenses on the market, but even if it's very good, never choose a star right in the like in the top left corner to focus, because otherwise you will probably end up with tilt or some field curvature of the lens. Yeah, always focus in the center or slightly off the center. Everything is sharp, so let's see how much or how long I can expose for the sky. Let's go 1 minute as a test. So the 1 minute exposures were perfectly sharp, so I can start with the foreground now, and I'm actually doing the first exposure now. And yeah, it's honestly quite hard to decide what to do and what not to do. I mean, it sounds strange, but when you are under these skies and if you have like zero light pollution in any direction, and yeah, the Milky Way core rising over here, the Milky Way like Orion setting over there, there's so much stuff to do. And yeah, as mentioned, I wanted to do a like 180 to 200 degree panorama from here. And I'm slowly thinking about doing a like full 360 panorama. Yeah, so I'll just do the 200 degree panorama with a little bit more exposure time just to get a super clean shot. And yeah, I think this is probably one of the first super high quality shots of the trip, because all the other trips, all the other nights, yeah, there was way too much wind to do anything. Like I think I got like 1 or 2 good images from Royston Desert Ranch, because there was one night without clouds and without wind. But that was the last night, and we wanted to like go early on, so we didn't do as much, I think, as we wanted. And also, the moonrise was at 1:30 or something, so there wasn't much time to do stuff. But yeah, moonrise is no problem for tonight, which is nice. The moon will rise at, I think, 4:20 or something. It's a 20% moon. And yeah, it's super nice. We have perfect clear skies. It is absolutely crazy. I'm already finished with the foreground, and I'm almost halfway through with the first row of the sky. And so far everything works fine. I was actually quite surprised how good my polar alignment was right out of the box, like first try without further adjustments. And yeah, as you can see behind me, the Milky Way core is rising slowly, and it's absolutely stunning. I have no words for this. I'm starting to say this again. I have no words for this, but it's true. For us humans, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes to fully adapt to darkness and to like activate our eyes to the full potential. And when I'm standing here right now, like I haven't looked at any bright light source like phone or even the camera light. I've barely looked at it for like longer than like 1 or 2 seconds, and it is really, really surreal, the experience right here. Some of you might have already like seen it or read it on online forums that people are saying that you can see shadows like under truly Portal 1 class skies, and then with the Milky Way core rising, and it feels kind of crazy, but I can approve that it is the way. Like everything here, like has some small shadows. Even this tripod, I can clearly see there's a small shadow. My backpack here is casting a small shadow from the Milky Way core. It feels like the landscape is illuminated by a 10% moon. Like for real. Everything is super bright and I can see everything. I can see distant trees, I can see the camp down there. Nothing is like smeared and like all gray, all black. I can clearly see contrast in the hills here. It's really, really surreal. If you haven't seen that, it's quite an experience. I have to say that, and I'm so thankful that I can be here right now and can take advantage of that. Really, really awesome. We are currently on our way to our next spot, and the landscape is just so beautiful. We have to stop every like 5 minutes and take some shots here and there. Adrian is time-lapsing the shit out of this place here and doing like videos work, all that stuff. We are busy. We are very busy here on this trip. I mean, what can you say with this view? It is so breathtaking. But, well, no, there is no but. The only thing that's like a little bit crazy is the sun. But with this nice breeze, it's okay. It's okay, it's manageable. We are at Kronenhof and we are trying to make everything work as quickly as possible, but that will be hard. And now we pour the rice in. Oh. And then another cup. Very sophisticated recipe here. Yep. Approximately. Swipe the rice. And voila. And add twice as many cups as water as it you have rice. And it's hot water heated with solar energy. So this is magic. Voila. This is pure French cuisine. And the last cup. Wow, it's ready. From the moment we arrived here, it is like constant busy for the past, what, Adrian, 4 hours or so?
Yeah.
We're doing stuff constantly. We're filming giraffes, we're photographing the sunset, Belt of Venus, everything. I have to go back to work, and I will see you later.
Oh, guys, that was something. I think this is the definition of a perfect day, and I think I've seen some of the clips earlier, And man, we had a 3-hour drive to this new location here. And well, in the end, it was like 4 hours because we stopped so many times on the way. The landscape was breathtaking. Everywhere you look here, it's just breathtaking, and it's so different from what you see like in Europe or something. I will take it a little bit more easy tonight because for the past few nights I've taken so many landscape shots, and yeah, I haven't been scouting around this area so far. It looks like awesome everywhere, and I will probably do some landscape later, like I don't know, a few 360 panoramas and all that stuff, like super basic shots. But yeah, for now I'm just doing deep sky. So I have my dual 135 setup over here with the Sony a7 III and my Nikon Z6. I'm currently shooting one mosaic there, and on the right here I have the Nikon Z7 on the Sony 100-400 at 300 millimeters, and I'm currently shooting Carina. And thanks to Adrian, the mount is perfectly polar aligned, but I have to say, I have never polar aligned, like with the polar scope a mount in the southern hemisphere before. And yeah, he has lots of experience with that, so he quickly set it up for me so that I can just start. After such an eventful day, it feels a little bit weird to do like nothing. I mean, all my cameras are running. I have one camera over here to do like behind the scenes time lapse. I have two cameras here in front of me doing deep sky. The other camera, which is normally my landscape Astro camera here for this trip, is also doing deep sky. And my A7S with the video camera is like filming now. So I'm doing something, but like, yeah, I'm sitting here in the chair watching the cameras to do their thing is, I don't know, after all these nights with running around here and there, it feels a little bit weird to do like nothing like physically. But yeah, everything is going really, really well so far. Getting very good data for both systems here, and it's so nice. Yeah, it's really good. What you can see here is a really rare species called an astrophotographer in his natural habitat, also called Adrian Monduit. And yeah, he's currently taking a time lapse as far as I can tell and enjoying life.
better than the wood itself. And I think that's what started it.
After we had an amazing dinner with fresh meat cooked over the fire, I headed out to capture some foregrounds in the late blue our face. That's usually not my preferred method of capturing it, but for some reason I wanted to try it out for some shots of that night. And as the night started, we just did our normal routine with polar lining our mounts, preparing everything, and yeah, just overall getting ready for an amazing night. So for tonight, I have a very special plan. For the past few nights, I've only taken like RGB data only for the wide field landscape astro stuff, but I want to change that tonight. I'm currently setting up my 50mm lens here with the dual narrowband filter, and I've planned a 20 panel mosaic of the entire Milky Way galactic plane, and yeah, I want to capture that for the entire night, so that I can use this H alpha data for ever, basically, because yeah, you only have to have one good H alpha data set on your Milky Way and then you're good to go. And yeah, I think I'm almost done. I'm just waiting for the mount to do its thing, then I focus, and then I can start. We just arrived at our new campsite, and this is the kind of landscape that I want for my shots. Ah, man. The past two nights were not like particularly well for me. I mean, I did mostly deep sky. The landscape was not like super interesting for me. Adrian was very happy. He time-lapsed the shit out of that place, but this is my playground. I want these rocky stones. I mean, they're huge. You can see there's and they're everywhere. And there's lots of room to walk around here. I can already see so many different compositions. I think tonight is maybe a bit more active for me again, and I'm really looking forward to that. This campsite here has a lot of potential, I would say. The only problem is that everything here that is like super cool is either far away or right in between the stones. And yeah, right in between the stones is the perfect spot for scorpions and snakes. That's one thing why we are both a little bit, well, not nervous, but a little bit scared of going in the rocks. I mean, for me personally, I don't care. Astro over health, I would say, but it's pretty serious. And the spot over there, I mean, I can show you some B-roll now. It looks so cool, but it's like super far away from the camp, and there's a valley where you can like walk into, like there are so many kilometers of just empty space, but then right in the middle there are some sand dunes, and I really would love to go there, but in order to get there I have to walk, I would say, with the backpack and all the equipment, at least an hour to go there, and then I have no internet connection, I have no service at all. And yeah, Adrian is here doing time-lapse work and doing images here because he's not like feeling safe going anywhere else, which is totally understandable, and I probably should do the same, but I might want to risk it. I'm not sure yet. But if I would go, the plan would be to have early dinner and then go to the dunes while the sun is still up, or I have like at least some sunlight left, like some early twilight or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But you will see. You will see. So I just finished eating. Adrian is starting eating now, and yeah, I've already started packing up all my stuff for my adventure this night. I will do it. I will take the risk, and yeah, the sooner I go, or the earlier I go, the faster I will be on location, and then have a good time scouting around and get good composition. So yeah, let's get moving. I made it. I'm at the dunes. Oh man, it was actually like the walk from the camp here was like faster than expected. I'm just around the half an hour mark and I'm here. I mean, right in front of the dunes. And yeah, I have a very tight schedule now because I made a deal with Adrian that just for safety and for like my comfort and his comfort, I have to be back, or want to be back, between 10 and 11 p.m. at the camp. So that leaves me with 3 hours roughly now. So like the last shot should be done at around 10 and then I really have to go. But it's plenty of time, and I made myself a little plan that I want to shoot tonight. So yeah, I have no time to lose because I still have to find compositions, but I'm actually looking at one over there. So let's go. This is looking so amazing. Can already see some wavy patterns over there. Oh guys, look at these patterns. Oh, that looks so good. And there's some animal activity here, like I don't know when, probably today or a few days ago, for all these footprints. But yeah, wow, this is my playground. Oh guys, look at this. Wow. Oh man, all this trip, I'm so lost for words. Oh, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Wow. I'm in the middle of the dunes now. You can see the spectacular view. It's so good. I found all the compositions that I want. That was quite stressful. I was running around this entire area here for like 10 minutes now, like sprinting. And yeah, watching out that I'm not like running in some of the foregrounds because yeah, I can see the footprints everywhere. And wow, I would say everything that I want to have is covered. And yeah, full nighttime is in about 25 minutes, I would say. I can already start to see the first stars. And like in 5 minutes, I should see the Milky Way. It's going so fast here. It's really, really crazy. And yeah, I think I will. I think I will use the rest time for the day to run around and yeah, try to see if I can get more compositions done. Oh man, I mean, I'm not planning to do a huge 50mm panorama. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I will do that. Okay, so I want to move around a bit more and scout. I think this spot here in this situation is the like most remote experience I've ever felt in my life. I mean, yeah, it's quite easy to say that now. I mean, I'm in the middle of the Namibian desert, in some sand dunes, and I can see nothing. Nothing. Like even if something happens here now to me, I'm probably dead. Because Adrian, he knows that I'm here, but like
I told him that I go to the dunes, but this dune area stretches across, I don't know, 50, 20, I don't know how many kilometers, so much space, and he wouldn't even know where to start. So yeah, I think it's quite nice that I have this tight time window, so that I really have to I have to get the most out of it, and then I'm on my way. It's getting so beautiful. I think I timed this entire trip here, like the walk and the time to scout, like perfectly. I have like enough time now to set everything up, plan my routine, where I want to start, where I want to end, what to do first, which lenses, which star tracker setup and all that stuff, pano head. I can take my time now, and then let's say what's the time? It's 19:06. Yeah, let's give it 20 more minutes, and then it should be dark enough to start capturing the first foregrounds and having a nice time. The problem is, like, while I was scouting in the other direction now for like 10 minutes, I found another like 15, 20 possible compositions. So much stuff that I can do, but no time. And oh wow, I can see upside down Orion now. Oh, that would be such a nice shot, like upside down Orion. Ooh, okay. Okay, I have a plan. I know what I will do first. I have a potential composition for this shot all the way over there, like on the other side of this dune here, that I could use for some Orion. Because Orion is just setting now, and in 20 minutes or so, as mentioned, it should be dark enough to capture it, and I can get a few tracked shots of the sky. I think I will do a 28mm panorama of that. Yeah, okay, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to do Orion first, so let's start setting up. Well, oh, okay. No tracking for tonight, at least for this spot. I forgot the adapter plate on the Star Adventurer here. Okay, no problem. I'm mostly here for the foregrounds anyways. I could do the other stuff, like the tracked sky somewhere else. Or what I could do is just do 14mm like action, doing focus stacking and untracked panoramas. Okay, the good thing is that makes a lot of things a lot easier, because I don't have to set up the tracker every time, and I can just use, it's fine. Oh man, let me just double check if I have really forgotten it. Yeah, I have forgotten it. There's no way. No way. I literally double checked everything before I went out. No, I definitely forgot it. Man, I have like, I was like 99% sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Let's hope it is somewhere over here. But I doubt it, honestly. Okay, well, I knew it. Okay, anyway, I will set up the panorama head, and then I will start doing panoramas without tracking. I mean, the sky here is good enough to get good shots without tracking, so yeah, it will be fine. Okay, the camera is finished. It is perfect, right on time. So let me check how the exposures turned out and if everything is as it should. Yes, that is a nice focus stack. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot, honestly. Okay, one thing I want to do now is to stay on the highest point of the dune to give, to have me in the shot as well. Okay, here's the funny part. Whoa. Okay, let me see. This should be good. And camera Run. Okay. Now I have to stand still for 30 seconds. Okay, that should be enough. Let me do something like this. Okay, I think that should be it. Let me come back to you and see. The sand is sometimes super weird. It's like it has a super hard surface, but once you sink in, it is getting like really sandy. And then you still really sink in. Okay, let's hope that these images turned out nicely. Oh yes, that's what I want. Perfect. Oh yeah. Okay, that is so good. What I wanted. And the last pose is even better. Okay. Now let me pan up so that I can do the sky exposures. I will do another test exposure. Really want to make sure that this focus is correct. And when I see that the focus is correct, I will stop down the lens a little bit, I think to f2.5 or something like that, to really get good stars in the corners, like better than f1.8. Good. I think also that the focus is pretty much perfect, so let me just stop down to f2.5 and increase the exposure time to 20 seconds. 2.5 ISO 6400. We do one shot, and in the meantime I will program the sequence. If you're doing something like this, like stacking the sky without tracking, then my suggestion or recommendation is to do at least 10 images. That's a good starting point and will give you really good results. So let's start the sequence. And now I will actually go and get something to drink. Man, it was so exhausting to walk all the way here because I'm in my full clothing for like nighttime during the evening, during the day, and it's so much warmer than I want, and I felt that. Here you can see the final result for this composition. It ended up really nice, I think, and it showed me once more that tracking the night sky is not necessary to get good results. I find it quite interesting how things can change up so fast. After I'm done with the first composition, I thought that I wanted to go like 100 meters behind that dune to take another shot, but instead, like when I'm seeing this night sky now, I have to do something else. I want to do a 360 panorama from more or less the same spot where I put down my backpack, a little bit like, I don't know, 20 meters away, because I really want to get this panorama here with the Milky Way rising here, like the Milky Way core rising, the Large Magellanic Cloud high in the sky, the zodiacal light over here. Oh, I really want to get that. It will look so nice. Yeah, so due to the lack of a star tracker, I'm forced to do multiple short exposures. So I'm currently doing 15 seconds at ISO 6400 and yeah, f2.5. Yeah, because I mean the sky is very dark, very clear. Even a short 15-second exposure at f2.5 would give me enough details to create a good image, but I don't want good images, I want nice images. So yeah, that's why I'm taking longer exposures, or like multiple of them so that I can stack them. It's more or less the same result as doing a long exposure with a tracker. Yes, of course, the longer exposure on a tracker will be cleaner. It depends on the circumstances. In this case, I wouldn't say it's that big of a deal or that big of a difference. And yeah, that's why I'm doing it. After this here, just a few more shots and I can start the next panel. So just after this 360 panorama, I will go over to this tree with the bird's nest in it and take a nice image with some sand dune patterns in the foreground, then the tree in the midground, and then the Milky Way core slowly starting to appear over the horizon as a different shot. Then I have 3 images with the 14mm, and then after this I will probably switch to the 28 to 45mm lens because I want to do a few panoramas, and 28mm is the perfect focal length for getting more details, like a lot more details compared to 14mm. But also it's not so complicated to do panoramas, and it's also not so extremely zoomed in that you have to do a focus stack for the landscape. Yeah, as long as you don't have something super close to the foreground. And yeah, that is the plan. Oh guys, I think this is the money shot. It looks so good from the preview images. Oh, there was a shooting star. Man, I love this. I love this, but I have so much time pressure. Much time left. Okay, 45 minutes, then I have to start packing up and yeah, going back to the camp. Okay, it is 9:30, so sadly I have to start packing up and then walking back. Yeah, and I finished 4 shots. The last one took way too long. I didn't expect that, but yeah, I had some problems over there with moving tripod and all that stuff. Anyway, I think I have 4 good shots, and yeah, I should be happy. I had more plans. Of course, you always have more plans, but yeah, time is running so fast here, and yeah, I have to start packing up and then walking back. I'm now back at the base camp, and I already started the deep sky rig, and yeah, everything is working now, and that was enough walking for today, so I will just stay around here, do a few shots of the car from the camp, maybe a few of these bigger stones around here. I'm currently taking a big panorama of our camper here with the 2 roof tents, and yeah, I think it will look pretty cool. I mean, you never know how it will look at the end, but I think it looks cool. I mean, with the naked eye, it looks good. And yeah, so the sky will be shot at 45 millimeters, and then to save some time, I will zoom out to 28 millimeters. And yeah, that will be the first shot for the campsite itself, and then yeah, and then I have to improvise because I did no real plans for this location here specifically. I only had plans for yeah, the dunes, like rough plans, and then also for the rocky area over there, but I will definitely not go over there again. I walked enough for today. And I'm so happy that the wind completely died down. I mean, there was no wind at all when I arrived at the dunes, but before that, like during the day, it's like always the same. During the day, it's really windy or like almost stormy in some areas, but then at the beginning of the night, it really cools off. And I'm so happy that we have these chairs. Life is a lot easier with them. Shortly after I finished the shot with the car, I asked Adrian if we could do a quick selfie more or less with both of us in front of the car. And this shot turned out to be one of my favorites of the entire trip. You can see that I used a really crazy projection method for this image, and it originally was a 360 panorama that I just reframed like this. I took a few more shots here and there around the campsite, but this one here was my favorite. And shortly after that, I decided to move into bed and get some deserved rest.
After more than a week on the road without a real bed, at least for me, we decided to step back a little bit and enjoy the average tourist lifestyle. For that we booked a night in the Dune Star camp. This location is quite special because you have your own little house and the option to move your real bed outside to the balcony. Sleeping under the stars never felt better. And that night we even hunted for scorpions with a UV lamp. I honestly feel really stupid now that I didn't take a single photograph of it. It is day 12 for our Namibia trip, and yeah, we are slowly starting to feel the effects on us. I mean, last night was a bit underwhelming and good at the same time. As you might have seen, we had a night at the Dune Star camp, and yeah, for photos it was total shit. Honestly, there was so much light pollution, not only from the campsite itself, but also from all the lodges and small villages around, like Cecidium, which is like the town or lodge area in front of the entrance for Sossusvlei. There was so much light pollution coming from there. I mean, of course, it's nothing compared to the EU or something like civilized landscape, but for here, it's really annoying when you see like a light dome somewhere, especially when it's in the direction of the Milky Way course. So yeah, not so bad, not so good. So for me personally, I took the night off, honestly. I just took 3 time lapses, and then went to sleep. It was like it was actually the first night for me in a real bed after 11 nights. And yeah, I needed it. I had some very good sleep, and yeah, overall it was okay for one day, but just for a rest day, a little bit too expensive. Anyway, we have a really nice camp here. It's a lot smaller complex here, and with a nice room, we have a nice view. Yeah, that's all that matters. No, we have to go further.
Alright, let's rig up the babies.
The big guns.
That's the big guns. Wait, I'm just gonna frame it correctly.
Are you filming?
No, not yet. Boom. Finished. Yeah, well, I think that went well with this one. As for the moon, let's see what we can get up there.
After we finished capturing the sunset, we drove back to the campsite with the goal of capturing the setting waxing gibbous moon. For that we wanted to do an alignment shot with me in front of the moon. This turned out to be really sketchy at first because we hadn't figured out the position of me, the moon, nor the camera's standpoint before. After a little of fine-tuning, we got the right positioning of me with the camera and the moon alignment itself, and the shots turned out amazing.
That's pretty nice. Move a little bit around, just a tiny bit. Right, there's a bit of wind.
Oh, guys, I really have to say, it is getting harder and harder to even go outside at night to take photos. Like, staying outside is one thing when you're, like, let's say, doing Astro from sunset, like photography in general, from sunset to, let's say, midnight, and then staying awake. Yeah, that's a different story. But me and Adrian, we're kind of losing the motivation to go outside at all to do Astro. I mean, I have my deep sky setup running with 2 cameras, so I'm not like missing stuff. I can still do at least a few things. But yeah, we were just lying in bed and we both have like 0 energy, and like we almost fell asleep, like I did. And yeah, but I know myself, and if I don't go out now, it will be a wasted night, and I will hate myself after the trip, because I know that I was saying, man, you could have done so much more, lazy ass. So yeah, I'm out now. I'm feeling okay. I have a lot more motivation now. It's just the like going outside thing now that's like the biggest problem. But yeah, I'm at the first location for tonight, or the first spot, with these nice rocky landscapes here. Trying to get a simple panorama of the Milky Way core here. It's not a full arch panorama or something, because there's a huge rock here on the side. And I will probably do it at, yeah, no, I will do it at 28 millimeters. That's fine. So yeah, let me quickly set up and then I will start shooting. Okay, I'm now fully set up and I should be pretty much polar aligned, like as good as it needs to be for 28 millimeters. And yeah, I will quickly test that. So I will turn on the tracker and quickly point the camera towards the sky. Oh man, the sky. Okay, focus seems to be very good. So let's do the foreground. I will lower the ISO to 6400 and use 1 minute exposures. I will start a panorama here on the left. Let's go all the way down here. Okay. And first exposure running. Okay, so the next project I have in mind is this nice open view towards the Carina Nebula and the entire area in that direction. And for the foreground I have like this huge rock formation on the left, and then a few trees in front, and then like on the right it's just open field. And I think this can be quite a cool composition depending on how wide I want to do it. And of course I'm doing a panorama for this with a, I think, 28 millimeter field of view. Yeah, I think that should be enough, and it's not going to take like ages to capture. Yeah, should be good.
We really started to feel the impact of the moon in the following night. There was still a lot of Milky Way visible, but not as exciting as without a moon, of course. But the highlight of that night was probably the biggest fireball me and Adrian have ever seen in real life. And the funny part is that I missed the entire first half of it, and even worse, both of us didn't capture it in a full extent in a single photograph. The only proof I have is an image that showed the brightness change of the night sky, as you can see here. Adrian even told me that some of his time-lapse shots were overexposed because it was so bright. Here's an example of how it roughly looked, but I would bet that it was even bigger and brighter. This crazy experience got even better after we heard a thunder-like rumbling sound in just a minute or even under after the fireball happened. In that night I also took barely any images, and this one was one of it. It's a 50mm panorama captured with the Folklander 50mm lens, which I will review in the near future. A little teaser for you, it's probably the best 50mm lens I've ever used for astrophotography. We are now at our second last spot for the Namibia trip, and I have to say this spot is like very good after all these lodges and like more touristy areas. It's perfect here. We are at Camp Gecko, and yeah, it's just a different world again. We are far from tourists, far from the just normal tourist life from Namibia. It's just back to camping. We have one of these nice tents over there where we can have we have the beds on the first floor, and then on the ground layer we have like a little couch and shower and all that stuff. It's so nice. And also the lady, the host here, is super friendly, super nice. We are basically allowed to do whatever we want as long as we don't burn stuff or destroy stuff. Me and Adrian are just having a nice short walk here before the sun is getting too low, or like when the sun is getting in time-lapse area, I would call it. And yeah, we just found one of these nice trees over here. Yeah, it's just beautiful. You will see it. You will see it. See behind me, there's still a little bit of sunset glow left, and these sunsets in Africa, they hit different. They really hit different. We just had the perfect day here. We just had some nice meat, fresh from the locals here on the fire. It was so good. And yeah, it's almost the end of the trip. So 3 nights left, 2 nights here at Camp Gecko, and then our last night will be spent at Hakos, the Astro farm, close to the Gamsberg. And yeah, what can I say? I will quickly set up the deep sky rig, and then I will move on to capture some nice images of this place here. And I really hope that I have some more energy and more plans for tonight, because like the last 3 nights were a bit difficult and not very active, I would say. But yeah, I think it's better this time. I really think it is better this time.
So with the deep sky setup running, I have all the time now to focus on landscape astro. And the first thing I want to do from this spot right here is a quick 360-degree panorama, just to remember the scene here and maybe come back and like VR experience to refresh the memories, and also to get a nice shot, because with a 360 panorama you can reframe it however you want and it will look very cool. There's a little bit of wind tonight and I really hope that it dies down, because if not, I have big problems. Oh guys, I have to say, like, for some reason this 20% moon adds so much atmosphere to the night and to the photos. It's crazy. And even it's 20% moon, but still we get all the details in the Milky Way, and I can even see the Gum Nebula, which is usually not so visible in normal RGB photos. It's clearly visible in a in 1 minute exposure. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm currently taking a 45mm panorama of this field of view here, what you see. So I have this path where we can drive on. That's actually the way back to the main house, and it's going towards some nice mountains over there with the Large Marshmallow Cloud above it, and then also the wintry Milky Way so from the southern hemisphere, going like diagonal over here with the Southern Cross, Carina, Gum Nebula, and so much more. It's so beautiful. After this, I will probably turn around and do something with the moonlit mountains here and the landscape with the Milky Way core when it's still quite low on the horizon. And then afterwards, there's so much to do. I have so many plans. Really crazy. Just to show you the landscape here, it's so nicely illuminated, and when I pan up to the Milky Way, you can see it's still so clear and contrasty. And I would say, like, this is the closest like camera to real naked eye like comparison that you can have. Like, I would say that I see exactly the same on camera here, just in terms of the contrast and the structures in the Milky Way, as I do with the naked eye, and it's still so mind-blowing to me. Like, it's been over 2 weeks on this trip so far. No, today is actually like the 2-week mark, and it's just so good. Even up here, like the Cul-de-sac Nebula in the middle where the Southern Cross is, Carina, and then all the way up here. Like, I would say after Carina is like the only part of the sky where it starts to get like very dim, and it's just an area with lots of bright stars. But other than that, very cool. Really, really nice. Okay, the moon has fully set now and it's gotten super dark again. I really can't get enough of this view. Anyway, I will take a nice shot with the 14mm ultra wide angle lens now of this composition here with the car and my deep sky setup and our little tent. And then with the Milky Way core above, and I think that will look pretty cool.
I have to say, the wind here is so unpredictable. It's not nice. As you can see, I had to move the deep sky rig closer to the car here because this is the only wind-free spot, like close to the camp. And I'm quite lucky that the wind is coming from behind me now. It's this time of the night again where the Milky Way is like almost perfectly vertical, and the core is slowly moving to zenith. And at this point, it's mostly deep sky time because all the like landscape stuff that you can do is, it's harder to do and also not so interesting. It of course depends on what you want to do, but with the Milky Way so high up, it's almost impossible to find some compositions with it. And the only other thing that's like looking nice now is when you face towards Carina, because it's getting lower and lower on the horizon now. That looks actually kind of cool. For me now, it's just sitting here enjoying the sky a little bit. I have the 14mm currently on the Star Adventurer, and I'm taking some, just Milky Way only, some 12-minute exposures. I don't know, maybe like 20, 30 of them, to get a nice deep exposure for that. And then, I don't know what to do, honestly. And this wind also, it's so annoying. Like a lot of projects that I had for tonight are like ruined now again, because I wanted to do a lot more 50mm panoramas again, and with this wind, it's almost impossible, at least for tracking. I have a few shots for tonight, I'm happy, and I might wait a little bit now, and if this wind is not dying down, I might go to sleep and maybe try to wake up in the morning. It's let's say between 4 and 5 again. It's currently just before midnight, and if the wind is still there, I'll just continue, and if not, then I will probably get up and get some nice shots of the Milky Way like setting behind me, and I can get a inverse Milky Way arch, like compared to the Milky Way arch that we get in the beginning of the night. We will see. These were some of the other shots that I took that night. I focused heavily on this single tree, which just stood out to me and just looks very cool overall. I did a mix of 14mm untracked and 35mm tracked panoramas for that, and then also purely focused on the sky afterwards with longer exposures. On the way back, I used the special time of the night where the Milky Way stands vertically from horizon to horizon and captured this super tall Vertrama. This could make a super cool print, honestly, and I might order one for myself to just remember this moment. At this point of the trip, I basically stopped vlogging. We spent one more night at Camp Gecko, enjoyed the time and had amazing food again, but I personally stopped taking images overall except for the deep sky rig. The next day, we really started to feel that the trip is about to end. Oh guys, what a trip. We are now at the last spot for our trip, which is the Harkos Astro guest farm, and it's such a beautiful place. We are in the Gamsberg region again. I can just look at the Gamsberg over here, and it is very, very beautiful. And I'm just taking a nice HDR time lapse of the sun setting. I will try to do a HDR processing with the sunspots and the landscape visible at the same time. I'm not sure if it works. I've never done this before, and if it's not working, then I can at least use some of these shots here, because I really got a big motivation on this trip for sunsets, and photographing the sun with sunspots and getting the green flash and all that stuff. So we are actually like almost ready for tomorrow. Like Adrian has packed most of his stuff already in the suitcases. I also started with some stuff, and tonight will be chilled. I have one more project that I'm finishing with the deep sky rig, but other than that, I'm not sure if I'm even taking like very serious images tonight. I mean, I will talk to you later when it's night. Well, I actually didn't capture anything that night and even had no motivation to do an on-location summary of the trip or something else to end the video. So now I'm here a few months after the trip, finishing up this vlog, going through all the memories again, and man, I had such a blast. This trip was better than I could have ever imagined, and I will definitely come back here. But for now, I think you've seen it all, so thanks for watching, and I wish you good luck on your next Astro adventure.